Hey, what's up everyone? How you all doing? So on DevStream 112 we got an early look at our upcoming 36th Warframe. Visually, it kind of looks like an Abyss Watcher from Dark Souls 3, and he is codenamed Revenant or Vlad, and he is being pitched as an Eidolon themed affliction Warframe with a hint of vampirism, who comes with a signature Nodachi kind of sword. So he's a Warframe that has been afflicted with sentient energy and can mind control groups of enemies to fight for him and spread that affliction as well. He can also cause stuns and mass sleep crowd control, while also turning into mist to gain heals and of course shield as well. Now his passive is having an innate lifesteal based on the amount of energy that he actually has. So let's quickly look at his abilities from what we seen on the dev stream last night. His first ability when cast on an enemy will afflict them and then turn them into a mindless drone that will follow you around, drawing aggro from enemies while being invulnerable to incoming damage. Recasting that ability on the same enemy will then put them into a final affliction mode and have them attack other enemies and spread that affliction, allowing you to gain control of all of the enemies that are then, I guess, afflicted. So you can have your own little army of drones running around beating the crap out of everything. Now I'm not sure if there's an actual limit to how many of these you can have afflicted at any given time, and fully afflicted enemies will explode on death and restore energy when you kill them. Now his second ability, Sentient Pact, while active will stun any enemy that attacks you for a duration, I guess whatever duration you have on your Warframe, and stunned enemies can then be afflicted with his number 1 or his first ability at a 0 energy cost. So you basically can stun them and then go ahead and afflict them at no extra cost. Now for his next ability, Vlad will turn into mist, which will allow him to pass through enemies and afflict them with the final affliction state, and also steal health and shield from any enemy that you pass through. So it's kind of a mobility and utility in one ability. Fucking poet and didn't know it. So this will be a good way to get the hell out of dodge if you're taking a load of damage while also healing yourself back up. Now I'd imagine once you're in the mist state you're not going to take any incoming damage, so you could use that quite a bit if you have a decent amount of energy, depending on whether it's got a cooldown or not. Now his ultimate ability is a mass sleep one, where he creates a large area of effect blast that puts all caught enemies to sleep for that ability duration. So you can put all of these enemies to sleep and then go to town actually killing them with your weapons. Now all of Vlad's abilities may sound very familiar, and it's probably because they are. In his current state, what we've seen on the dev stream, Vlad more or less had a combination of abilities that already belong to Warframes that are already in the game. Nyx and Mind Control, Equinox and Sleep, Necros with his army, Wukong with his cloud as well to get the hell out of dodge. But Vlad's versions just seem to work a little bit differently, gaining health, causing enemies to blow up once they're afflicted, being able to spread that affliction just by allowing enemies to beat each other up as well. So I'm not sure personally how unique this Warframe actually feels. Now visually he looks fantastic, but ability wise, like I said, other Warframes already have a lot of these types of abilities. So let me know in the comment section below if you're happy with that, if that's what you actually envisioned when you seen early artwork of this Warframe a very long time ago. Now spreading his affliction could also be an issue as well, considering how quick teammates can kill enemies and clear a room in Warframe missions. Having to cast it on one enemy and then wait for it to spread won't really work if everything is already dead, because your teammates have ran around on a rampage killing the whole lot of them. Now what we seen on the dev stream was early days. They did mention that, and a lot will probably change. It's not the finished product, and it is also worth noting that the dev stream was Steve's first time seeing this Warframe's powers in action, and he did mention the need for him to having more of an Eidolon feel to those abilities. So expect a lot of changes between what we've seen on the dev stream and I guess the finished product. And Rebecca also later mentioned on Twitter that his ultimate ability will see most of the changes, with maybe Eidolon lasers added in there as well. So TLDR, if you didn't like what you seen, changes will more than likely happen between now and when he gets released. Now next up on the dev stream, they confirmed that exalted weapons will be separately moddable very soon. So no more using your weapons as an actual shell to house the mods needed to make your exalted weapons more powerful. Weapons like Excalibur's Exalted Blade, Ivara's Bow, Valkyr's Claws, Mesa and her Regulators. Basically just the exalted actual weapons. Now these exalted weapons will come with catalysts already installed and will allow you to use the same mods that you already have on your normal weapons. So basically if you've got a set of mods on your pistols, you won't have to have a different set of mods on Mesa's Regulators, you'll be able to share those mods. These exalted weapons will also give no mastery rank. Now the biggest worry or the biggest complaint from the community when news came out of this change to exalted weapons was the cost of Forma that we're now going to have to put on these exalted weapons. So to ease the burden, or to help ease the burden of Forma for these exalted weapons, some of them are going to come with polarities already built in. Now I'm guessing at most they will have 2 polarities, which will still mean having to put 3 or 4 Forma into all of your exalted weapons. I can't imagine them putting 4 polarities into any of our exalted weapons, but maybe they will. Now this was the last dev stream before TennoCon, so there's not going to be any more dev streams until the night of TennoCon. So they want to try and knuckle down and get the sacrifice quest done and released before TennoCon actually arrives. Now they did show off a few new melee weapons that are being worked on as well. A Grineer Axe or Tomahawk, a Infested Longsword and a Tenno Sword and Dagger. Now Nidus' deluxe skin, we've been told, will also arrive before Neja's deluxe skin, whenever that will be, I guess. And Vauban and Titania are on a list of Warframes to look at next for changes. So that's pretty much DevStream 112. The link to the whole stream is in this video's description. If you want to pop over and watch it over on Play Warframe's YouTube, then by all means, there's the link. Do me a huge favour, share your thoughts on Vlad, what you think of his abilities, whether you like them or not. Whether, I think a lot of the community thinks he's suffering from some kind of an identity crisis right now, whether you believe that or not. Hit that like button if you enjoyed the video, or don't if you didn't. Subscribe for more Warframe, and as always, thanks very much for watching.